Today we're going to be working on graphing inequalities. The very first thing is you need to look at your equation. Notice our equation has a less than or equal to sign. This occurs whenever you have a solid line. You want to include these points on the line in your graph. If we had just a less than or a greater than equation, we would want to have a dotted line. So we decided that in this example, we need a solid line. Okay, after we've decided if we want a solid or dashed line, then you need to graph your equation. Notice our equation is already in y equals mx plus b form, so I've graphed it below. I started with my y-intercept of a positive 5, so I went up 5. Then I used my slope of 2 to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And since I had y is less than or equal to, I have included a solid line. So now that you've graphed your line, we need to pick a point on our graph paper somewhere to test to decide where we need to shade. We either need to shade above the line or below the line. I like to pick the test point 0, 0. So over here I have picked a testing point of 0, 0. So you're going to plug in a 0 for the x value and a 0 for the y value. So if you use your equation, so I have y is less than or equal to 2x plus 5. I have then plugged in 0 into the y and 0 in for x. I'll solve it and I get 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 5. So if 0 is less than or equal to 5, then you need to shade in the area that contains the point 0, 0. So in this case, 0, 0 is below my line, so I'm going to shade below my line. That is our last step for graphing our inequality. So you need to make sure the very first thing you do is check if you have a less than or equal to, or if your line is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So if you have the equal to sign underneath your equation, then you will have a solid line. It will be dashed line if it's just greater than or just less than. Then you need to test your point. So I usually pick 0, 0. Once you test your point, you decide where you shade. If the point you picked is a true statement, then you shade where that point is at on the graph. If it is a false statement, you will shade on the other side of your line.